Welcome to P3 Radio.
The monkey only dances as good as the guy grinding the organ handle.
Brother.
I fly, bro. That is never stopping.
Truck goes to Dwayne.
Cool story, bro.
Footy pajamas.
Hey, genius, it's 2 p.m. Central.
PG3 Radio.
Here's your host, Josh Riley,
Get him off big, Freddie. Get him off big.
Richard Mullican.
And as I put you down, my pants ripped.
It's showtime! It's showtime! It's showtime!
Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of P3 Radio. I'm the man with the crazy extended family problems, Richard Mullican, joined by Big Daddy Dick Josh, Josh Briley, my co-host and best friend. Say hey, Josh.
What's up, everybody? And Richard, I think you said it best when you said you were having family issues.
Oof.
Man, are we going to talk about that, or
We won't get into too many specifics.
we got to at least glaze over it? A little bit, though. I think you owe it to the listeners to tell the story.
So a couple of weeks ago, there was a family member that accused my wife of attempted murder at 9, and another family member thinks he's Jesus.
He didn't necessarily say that. He just said he was a savior, correct?
No, pretty much thinks he's Jesus.
Oh, but tell him the gimmick.
He does like those baby baptisms, you know how they sprinkle them? But he does it with scalding hot water. Surprise!
Let's see. Shit! Oh, I feel the sins lifting.
Yeah.
He's going to hell,
Yeah.
man.
Whew.
But dude,
So,
and that's for real.
yeah.
I mean,
Everything I just said was for real. My wife was accused of murder when she was 9. Not back then.
yeah,
Right now, she's being accused.
you tried to
You tried to murder me
when I
when
was
you
9.
were 9, yeah.
Mm.
And hello, I'm Jesus.
That is insane.
Be an awesome guy to have at parties, though.
So,
if
are
just
you
got
heavily
water.
medicated, or that's why
me?
you go to the doctor all the time?
Well, they're not blood related.
Oh.
It's like I've got to think like, you know how like when you have somebody that's like, you hear all those people. What was the comedian's name that was like, you got to realize, you know, like when a girl's saying, that boy ain't shit, that boy ain't about this, that boy ain't about this, and she's like after you have like 3 or 4 guys that ain't worth shit, he's like, you got to start trying to figure out what it is about your pussy that attracts ain't shit men. And I think it was Cat Williams, actually, now that I'm thinking about
I
it.
can't remember. I've heard that though.
But I'm sitting here trying to think. It's like, is it something about my family? Like the bloodline just attracts crazy people?
Well, to be fair, your mother's a saint.
Yeah.
But your biological father, I mean, come on now. That sounds like it. That's about like it. So you're kind of batting
50?
Yeah.
500?
500.
That's not bad. I'll take it. Get me to the All-Star game.
1 out of 2 ain't bad.
Yeah. I think Meatloaf said that.
Well, it's somewhere along those lines.
Man,
Meatloaf said a lot of things.
the more I
back then.
think about, I think he's certified with crazy now. I think he might be married to one of my cousins.
I think he is.
With all the crazy shit that's going on. I know a few people are going to listen to this. I know Miles listens to this, so he's going to call me and be like, what cousin said that? And I didn't say cousin, did I? What person said that they were Jesus, and what person said that Julie tried to kill him? I think it's more realistic to think that Julie might have tried to kill someone than
Well, we damn
him
well
being
know
Jesus.
he's not Jesus.
How do you know that, Josh?
Come on.
My stepdad's pretty cool.
Give me a break.
James is really cool. I like James.
Dude, so smoking a meth pipe like all day until your brain's whacked out so
Shit.
much.
I probably shouldn't have said. I kind of gave it away. Anyways, let's just move out of that. I don't want nobody. Well, I don't know if they know where I live anymore. I think I've moved since I've
What
talked
does
to
it
them.
matter?
I don't want crazy people don't have internal clocks. They'll just show up at your house and shit,
Like
man.
2 a.m.
Yeah. Hey, I heard something on the radio. I don't have anything on the radio. You'd be confused while you're getting shot. You're like, I don't have anything on the radio. Holding your stomach with the bullet wound. Like, shit. What did I do on the radio? And then you figure out later after, well, they said you said something about you on the podcast. And I'm like, oh, yeah, that was totally justified. Should have shot me.
Bullshit. We have not said anything that's not true.
I'm just going to say Jesus would
I
forgive.
promise you this, we won't be redacting one statement that we've said.
Not at all. I'll say this. Jesus was forgiving. And, I mean, hell, vegans don't even kill cows, so I'm safe there. And that might be too inside. But anyways, Josh, what are we going to do today? What are we doing?
Today, we're getting off family business because that's making me crazy listening to all that shit. But we're going to do something to relieve the stress. We're going to watch some wrestling, some Memphis wrestling.
Memphis wrestling.
From April the 12th, 1986.
And this is take 2, if you're wondering. We actually recorded a show when we recorded last week's show. And we decided to do like a last-minute switcheroo, kind of like they do when they're inseminating horses. And
we might as well have been inseminating horses that day because that thing sucked a dick.
And they put the mare up there, and the horse tries to mount it, and then they put that little boot thing over its dick.
That's what we were doing.
That's what we did last week. We put a boot over a horse's dick.
I think that would have been more interesting than what we were watching and what we were talking about.
Stay tuned. It might happen next week. Stay tuned until we put a boot on a horse's dick. And I only know that from Jackass, by the way. That movie. I think one or two they did that.
I remember that.
Like,
I seen that in the theaters. That shit was wild.
Move the mare. Put the fake horse vagina on it. And it actually did the little. But yeah, I lost track. Oh yeah, we tried to do this last week, and I think because we weren't so aware, and we were watching the Memphis feed, so the Memphis feed was a little longer. So instead of doing 45 minutes, it was our 50 minutes with commercials. It was an hour and a half with the commercials. And some of the commercials, which we were excited at first about watching, were a little bit overplayed, I guess you could say.
You could say that.
And we still got the show, and we might save it as like a bonus episode one day in the near future, or an emergency episode if something happens. And Josh,
like if one of us die, there will at least be one more episode.
It'll be shitty.
It'll probably
episode.
suck, but there'll be one more.
In memory of Josh and Richard's final episode, it's the unheard shitty show from August 12th.
It'll be our gold medal episode because it'll be the last one.
Yeah. When
That's
I say, I think that was
awful.
the CWA show we watched, the August 12th show from 1989. And we thought it was another show, and we ended up watching a totally separate show than what we wanted to watch. But anyways, this week Josh said what we were watching. But Josh, what do I need to do if I forgot to get my dad something for Father's Day? Like, I totally bricked. It was this past Sunday. What do I need to do now?
I think your best bet is going to be get on your smartphone or computer.
Yep.
And go to tinyurl.com/P3wine. Now, you're going to do this because you're going to get that man a subscription to the Netflix for people who drink wine.
Now, what if I have a sibling that can turn the water into wine? Do I still need this subscription?
I heard his baptisms are scalding.
Yeah. Really burn the devil out of you.
I think that's what the gimmick is.
Oh, my sins in my skin.
He's trying to, my sins in my skins.
Yeah. Well, if you don't want to go through the hassle of third-degree burns and you want to get your father a makeup gift, send them over to our site, which is tinyurl.com/P3wine, and get them the gift that keeps on giving once a month. They're going to receive a high-quality glass?
They're going to get up to 2 bottles a month.
Yes. Not just that would be some dangerous shipping.
Oh, yeah.
Don't you spill this, U.S. Postal.
But this is the Wine of the Month Club, Richard.
Yes.
Now, you can change your wines whenever you want to. I mean, you don't have to just get the same stuff every time. You have the ability to change it to whatever you want. And if you don't like something, I mean, just get another one the next time. And I think they have good customer service, so everything's cool.
I think. We'll see. Call them and give them a shot. That is visit our website, tinyurl.com/P3wine. That's tinyurl.com/P3wine. This is the weirdest song ever. I didn't know this was a thing until SiriusXM today, Josh.
You know, Sirius has helped me discover a whole ton of stuff.
With a bad hangover, and my penis was missing again.
Penis was missing
This
again?
happens all the time. It's detachable. This comes in handy a lot of the time. I can leave it home when I think it's going to get me in trouble. I can rinse it out when I don't need it.
Rinse it out
And
when I
then
don't.
I go to a party, get drunk, and the next morning I can't, for the life of me, remember what I did with it. First I looked around my apartment and I couldn't find it.
That's going to be stuck in your head all week.
Touchable penis. They hadn't seen it either. I asked them to check the medicine cabinet because for some reason I leave it there sometimes, but not this time. So I told them if it pops up to let me know. I called a few people who were at the party, but they were no help either.
If it pops
I
up,
was
let me
starting to
know.
get desperate. I really don't like being without my penis for too long. It makes me feel like less of a man, and I really hate having to sit down every time I take a leak. After a few hours of searching the house and calling everyone I could think of, I was starting to get very depressed, so I went to the Kiev and ate breakfast. Then as I walked
He's eating
down
a
Second
sausage.
Avenue towards St. Mark's Place, where all those people sell used books and other junk on the street, I saw
There's
my
a penis there that's
lying on
blurred
a
out.
blanket next to a broken toaster oven. Some guy was selling it. I had to buy it off him. He wanted $22, but I talked him down to 17. I took it home, washed it off, and put it back on. I was happy again.
Oh,
Complete.
Jesus.
People sometimes tell me I should get it permanently attached, but I don't know.
This might be the weirdest song ever. Okay, if you're looking for it, that's King Missile with detachable penis.
I wish we would have known about it back when we were.
We
like,
might have to do a complete show on that one day. I hate that we burned it this time, but I mean, think about that.
Yeah, that's what he said after he hit it.
Think
Ooh,
about
I hate
that.
I burned it that time.
You imagine how many times like if you had a detachable penis, how many times like, what you going out there with that penis? You gonna leave that at home? I'm just going out with the guys. No, I know y'all going to the strip club. You just leave that penis right here. But that's like the weirdest song ever. Anyways, I heard that today. It has nothing to do with what we're gonna watch. I don't know. There's a segment later on that might coincide with it. We'll see. But Josh, once again, tell them what we're going to watch and how they can find it. You can click, well, one way you can do it is click on the link below if you're watching this or listening to this on the way you listen to your podcasts or on iTunes or Google Play. There'll be a link at the bottom that says, YouTube or whatever. Just click on that link and you can watch along with us. But Josh, if they don't want to do that and they just want to go to YouTube, what do they search for?
CWA Memphis Championship Wrestling, April 12th, 1986.
And I tell you what, you want to give them a ready, set, go? We'll get this thing started.
Ready, set, go.
And for some reason, this intro looks way more up to date than the 1989 one we saw.
Yeah, they kind of scaled it back a few years, like
a
few years later.
It's almost like they ran out of money 3 years after this.
Just go back to the old shit. God, that's a hairy man.
Dutch.
Tail. Hell of a talker. I always liked Dutch.
What was Lance doing right before this came on? It looks like he just told a dirty joke. He's like all smiling, like,
And then I pulled it out, and then I had slime on it, Davey, and we're live.
Our first wrestler is going to be from Nantucket. Oh, the Mod Squad. I hated them. I've seen this a few times. You'll see them in a minute. They look like a pair of Sergeant Bully Lee Parkers, but fatter.
I've seen them before.
Yeah.
Pat Rose.
Oh, Abdul Gaddafi. Wonder if they're
Muammar
cashing in
Gaddafi
on
came to Memphis to the Championship 5 show.
And we're watching the Evansville feed, so there's no commercials on this one, I think. I could be wrong. I think there is a Jerry Lawler commercial later. Hopefully it plays. Billy Travis versus the Patriot. Now, that's not the Patriot that we know and love as Del Wilkes.
That was Del Wilkes before.
This is Del Wilkes before
Version 1.
Yeah, before the tan and the muscles.
Del Wilkes light.
Kind of looks like a tall Bruno.
Complexion of Bruno.
Yeah. Man, Billy Joe was... He could have been, like, bigger than what he was.
Well, I mean,
You know?
I always, thought he was awesome just because I seen him when he was a heel,
Right.
on...
Why is
I
the
remember
Patriot a heel here?
I know. That damn American.
Boo! USA sucks. They could have come up with a better name.
The
He's just
Masked
in red.
Patriot.
He's just in red and blue with white boots. They could have come up with something else. There's plenty of other countries that have red, white, and blue in their colors. Why even go with countries?
Billy Joe loves them arm drags.
How about we just call him, because of his outfit that he's in, how about we just call him Lawler if he never made it? He gonna pull that strap down, maybe. Well, he's definitely got a beard.
That's Tommy the Court Jester Lawler.
Look at Calhoun, man. Those biceps. Calhoun's got that rugged good looks back then, doesn't he?
Oh, me. Listen to you.
This is a one-fall, 15-minute time limit bout.
Well, the last one we watched that didn't come out, he looked a lot like a in-shape young Dave Meltzer.
Travis now with the Patriot face down on the mat, still hanging with that
I think
arm
one of my
bar.
favorite
Very
Billy
tight
Joe
with the
Travis
shoulder.
things
He's
is
got
when you used to go,
good
somebody owe me a
movement.
guitar.
Yeah.
You can go a couple of ways. You can
Even
move
though he
it,
was kind
really put
of
some
took
heavy
that from Honky
pressure,
Tonk
you
Man,
can back
I
on
still
it.
thought it was awesome because he was so different
Yeah.
from Honky
Come
Tonk Man.
back to his feet as he's gonna have to work around to where he
You know
can
what's,
get a pin position or a submission if he's
What's
gonna
funny,
win.
I didn't know Billy Joe Travis died when he died.
Patriot down.
And like, I guess when was it that he passed away?
Billy, once again,
I'm really
winding
not
up on
sure,
that arm,
to be honest with you.
down the arm,
But
and
whenever he
very
passed
tight
away,
bar.
like a couple years later, I guess, I don't remember. Anyways, the news got past me,
Yeah.
and I just didn't know. And I was at like one of my indie shows that when I was wrestling, and I was like, man, I got an idea for this, and I got an idea for that. What if we, got a bunch of I haven't seen Billy Joe in a while. Why don't we just try to get Billy Joe Travis at the show? And the guy goes, we get Billy Joe Travis at the show, I'm not going to be there. And I'm like, why? He's like, Billy Joe dead.
Oh, shit.
I was like, oh, did not know that. I always hated the ropes here because it's like, we're not even going to try to pretend this isn't hose pipe with duct tape turnbuckles. Look at that. Look at that crowd, by the way.
I like watching these old ones because you can just, it's like, all the people and look at, the ridiculous outfits and stuff.
Yeah, but look at the haircuts.
Bill's got a dandy. There's a perfect shot. You can see how tight he has that. He has the hand right on the shoulder, and that's
Look at that guy in the yellow's hat.
He's tapping out, ref.
Lifting up on the arm.
Is that guy right there on the bottom left in the Boy Scouts? Why does he get that scarf on? Yeah, punch him. Yeah, fuck his
Look
shoulder
how
up.
long his fucking match string is.
Yeah.
Long enough to hang himself. If his match starts sucking
Might I
some-
suggest you do that because you're not going to make it in the business. It's terrible. It's the second time you fell for the back heel trip.
Patriot has not shown much enthusiasm since the first.
As well as
He's
some
like,
of those.
God damn it, Calhoun, help me.
As well as some of those members of the crowd. Why is that guy wearing a fedora like a fucking limo driver? You flipped too early. So this match is off to a exciting start.
Billy Joe loves the arm drag and the damn arm bar.
That reminds me when we were younger, we had that promotion. Oh, look at the Patriot getting some heat. Billy Joe gets knocked out.
He's like, I got to get a comeback.
There's no padding in those turnbuckles. I'm surprised he was able to deliver that elbow with that arm. It's been dragged a lot.
Well, that's why he wasn't too successful.
Yeah. Look at how far down that canvas goes.
I always thought that was cool. I don't know why. They didn't need...
Jesus.
Get out of there.
Yeah.
Get the hell out of there.
It almost looked like he was going to do that like...
That's like, that looked like some shit we were doing in the side yard. It was slow motion and sucked up.
I always hated that they didn't have a... They had a fucking chair. You're a major wrestling company. You can't make stairs? Yeah. Turn around the hard camera, you son of a bitch.
Don't arm drag me, Billy Joe. He gave Lance a hug.
Yeah. Hey, Lance. Well, I was just trying to turn you around. I'm sorry. What title does he have?
I'd like to thank a few people that helped.
Invisible? I'm the invisible champion. You see this beautiful gold belt? No, you don't. It's invisible.
I left it at the hotel last night.
Now, Rip Rogers, you're an international star. But if you think you're going to come in here and take my belt, you're crazy.
Not the strongest baby talker, huh?
I'm going to be fighting for myself. Because you better watch out, Rip.
Okay, good luck to you, Billy, and we hope maybe you can just...
Well, see, this wasn't too far away from when he was like jobbing in WWF and stuff.
Tojo and Rutledge versus the Mod Squad.
Mr. Tojo Yamamoto.
I didn't know Tojo was wrestling again. I thought he was just managing at this time.
This was in between his Japanese teams.
And why is he jobbing to the Mob Squad? No, Mod Squad. And then there's Mod.
You see his partner? That's who's jobbing. Tojo will be on the apron.
Yeah. He's going to get what we call the shine. Look at how high those chunks go. Where's your belly button?
Pull them up before you go out there now.
We gotta hide the love handles and the belly. Tojo, you better chop the shit out of this motherfucker. Chop him, Tojo. Fuck yeah. Chop the other one. Fuck yeah.
Did you see how he slid into the ropes?
Yeah. Hey, dude, that's the way Dundee was showing me when I first started wrestling. That's how he wanted me to hit the ropes.
Seriously?
Yeah.
That's
like Dundee still hits them that way.
You see who the ref is?
Who is it? Jeff?
Yeah.
I think that sets up for something.
It does.
Oh, Double J was a terrible ref. Yeah, there you go. And all the advantage for the baby faces is out the window as Bob Ross's son is in there.
Rutledge. They didn't even know his fucking first name.
What'd you say? Oh, fuck it. We'll just call you Rutledge.
Tojo and Rutledge. No, it's Jerry Rutledge.
Fuck it.
No, Rutledge. You're not going to win anyways.
You're on a rut right now, and later you'll be on a ledge. So you're Rutledge.
I'm trying to justify this talk we're having.
Good Lord. I'm not a body guy, but look at that shit. That's terrible.
Blue Trunks?
No. Blue Trunks actually looks better. Look at that guy. He looks like... He kind of looks like a Mario brother.
Well, you could tell they're like backyard strong. You know what I mean? The one guy, he probably does the cycle every now and again, but he's not training right. Because he's kind of thick, but he's like flabby.
I'm on the gas for about 6 months.
Look, Bob Ross is something. He just fell to the ground. He's like, and the guy, he's like, get up. He's like, get up.
No, I'm
that
close.
Hurts.
It's cooler down here close to the ground. This studio's hot. Dude, I don't know. I don't
think
remember.
they're killing him.
I don't remember the temperature in the studio. I want to say it was cool because we always did our shows, like when I was on Memphis TV, when it was at like CW 30, it was colder in the studio because of all the lights, I think it was. But I remember being so cold going out there, and I remember it being such a temperature shock when you would leave the studio and go outside and it's like hot.
Yeah.
Look at that. That's actually pretty cool. And you got fat ass stomping his throat.
Pull them tights up now.
Wasn't that the most beautiful move you've ever seen in your life?
It's like, how high are those briefs? Look, that's a good 12 inches from his crotch.
Got to be splitting them balls. Like, you know what I mean?
You would think if it was pulled up that high, but it looks like they were made that way. It's almost like how
Let me get
boxers...
them extra high waist trunks there.
It's almost like how professional boxers wear their trunks really high.
Yeah.
Because it's like below the belt, you know,
Right.
so it kind of cuts like the strike zone. It cuts the strike zone off. So if you hit below that belt line, it's kind of like what they were doing.
I had such a good joke, but we can't tell it anymore.
Armbar. This is a little different version that you're seeing. He's using more.
He's like eating the mat, literally.
What? Like, I've seen a couple
He's trying to
of...
chew his way out of that arm bar. Go up under
If
the
I
ring.
gnaw my damn arm off, they can't hurt me with it.
They were trying to break that man's arm. Why is Tojo not helping?
I'm going to be honest with you. I've seen a couple of episodes from 86. I don't know what happened to these guys, but I don't have a clue why they got pushed like they were all-stars. Look at them.
Because they were big, and a lot of people in Memphis were smaller. Especially tag
Henry.
teams. Tag teams, if you think about it.
Henry Rutledge. That's his name. That's a terrible... That sounds like a...
Oh, Hank Rutledge.
Yeah, I bet he can't. Hey, bet he went as Hank. Look at Tojo. He's like trying to give him instructions. Hit
Tag
him.
me.
Punch him. Don't tag me in.
I want to see him tear into these men.
He did. He chopped the shit out
I
of
know,
him.
but again.
Look at how he hit the ropes.
He hit the rope like a fish.
Full back.
They didn't teach him shit.
Tojo went under the second rope and the bottom rope. Like he went between the second and the bottom.
That's what's most nearest to him.
Tojo, shoot on him. Look at Tojo. He's like, you don't kick my guy. I'll let you get one in. Look at that. That was his last match.
Let's hope.
Lance from the locker room shower. Look at him looking down at some wrestler's dick.
Loaded.
Does Lance have upper teeth here? I don't know if I see him. I see the bottom lip.
Yes.
Oh, there we go.
Both.
Both.
We got some comments recorded earlier from Dundee.
Look at that microphone. It's the same one that Bill's got.
Look at that belt. Oh,
We got some things earlier from the same background that, when I say earlier, 5 minutes ago. 'Cause look, the same shower that has the 3 holes that were drilled in the back wall. The smallest glory holes ever.
that is just a god-awful belt.
And this is what's going to get you in the cage with a superstar.
Yeah.
And I'm taking you out, boy. You know, Bill, I think we ought to get
It's like aluminum foil.
It looks like a strip of sheet metal.
Because every time we came up against Dutch Mantell and Jerry Lawler, we beat
With like some furniture buttons holding it on.
There you go, buddy. You found it.
Oh, that's fine, Dutch Mantell. If you think you can take
It's got one decal on it. Well, we went to Michael's.
It's like a damn Buick symbol in the middle.
We went to Michael's, and this was the only decals they had. So we JB welded that shit on.
But you're going to be so embarrassed when I beat your brains out in that cage because none of you stooges can
Don't
get
your recliner have buttons like holding his belt on? Shut up. Go out there with it.
Wow. Nice editing.
to be out there Wednesday night.
Look at the 3 holes that are drilled in. They couldn't move around or put a banner up or anything. Or put Lance in the middle of those 3 holes so you don't see him behind his head.
As a matter of fact,
I'll be honest. I like that background better than I did.
That is Quentin Tarantino.
Yeah.
Look at that. Look at that son of a bitch.
My motherfucking mod squad.
So I was down there, Lance. Let me
He does look like. He does look like.
Oh my God.
If Quentin Tarantino, Liberace, and Boss Hogg had a son. I don't know how you do all 3 of them.
That is unfucking canny how much he looks like him.
Man, Memphis never recovered from Jimmy Hart, did they? He was just too good.
I mean, in a manager sense, maybe no.
I guess the closest they got was Bruno
and Paul.
And Paul, and then later on with Brandon Baxter.
Yeah,
Baxter was good.
Now look, I love Burt Prentice as a manager. He was real good at as far as getting heat and the crowd, hating him, wanting to kill him.
There was some actual wrestlers that wanted to kill him.
He was, well, yeah, but come on, for a TV product, Burt was really good at doing that. But it wasn't Jimmy Hart.
Yeah.
And this guy, I don't remember him.
I don't remember him either.
There's probably a reason.
Before the match begins, not only will we outsmart them in the ring, we'll outclass them.
Strong talker.
Wrestle them. We'll even
He enunciated.
Mother's master plan is working. You're looking at number 1, and you can't be any better than we are right now. And remember one last thing.
Who's that guy in the back left looking at? He's kind of cross-eyed, ain't he?
Well, we hear from J.D. Costello.
This man's been double-crossed. I look behind me and I look in front of me.
When I was watching that guy, and you could just tell in his face not much was going on, all I could think of was a waterbed.
Oh, here we go. Tony Falk in the white singlet. This is what I told you about. It's going to look like Tony is smuggling plums in a minute. And when I say plums, I mean one raisin. Look at this. Tony looks like he's got abs under there, though. Look at him.
And I still haven't heard a reply. I told you they're afraid of me. I told you, listen, everybody knows that Jerry Jarrett was one of the biggest cowards in the sport of professional wrestling. But I guess his son Jeff has done and heard that cowardness from him, and he has got to be the biggest coward of all time, Lance Russell. Yeah, that's right.
If they pan down a little bit, you see a little bit of that turtle head.
That's right. He hasn't accepted my challenge yet, you know.
Why would you wear a white singlet like that anyways?
Put some trunks over it.
I mean, I guess he's a
Or wear a
heel.
cup.
It doesn't look like he's wearing any underwear under that, does it?
He's not.
Although I don't know if that's a...
Or maybe some tighty whities.
I don't know. But look at that. It gets worse after the match. After the match, it gets way worse. Oh, Jerry Lawler coming out there. Jerry Lawler's like, I had to get the trunks back from the Patriots, so it took me a long time to get out of here.
No shit. Look at that.
You want to come out here and you want to talk about Jerry Jarrett being a coward.
Look, he got excited. Look at the crotch now.
Let's talk about Tony Funk being a coward. Let's talk about you for just a minute, Funk.
You were scared to put something else on today. Why are you out here looking like that?
You know Lawler just will be like, look at that little dick.
The time that I was wrestling Bill Dundee, and you were the jerk that come out and threw the ink in my eyes. Now, what kind of coward does that take, Tony Funk? You want to talk about Jeff Jarrett? And you
How long does it take to recover from ink getting thrown in your eyes? How do you throw ink? Seems like your hands would be stained for a while.
I'm sure they had it in like a cup or a vial.
How do you get a cup of ink? You got to get a lot of big pens.
And then just like tediously break the top off each one of them.
Blowing them out.
Or like lighting them on fire, dripping it, and then blowing it out.
Look at that. I know I'm not a pecker checker, but look at that. Look at how low it hangs.
I want Jeff Jarrett in the ring. I don't care where it's at. Like I told you, they got to have somebody else to fight the battles for him. Man, yeah, you know what you're doing out. Get in the ring with me. Jeff Jarrett.
No, that's all right. Look at the security guard back there.
He looks like Barney Fife.
Well, I remember one of these. All hell was breaking loose in the ring, and a fake fan like ran out there. Oh no, it was no, it might have been this one. Like, shit's breaking down where you think security would be needed, and he's just sitting there smiling. Look at Jeff Jarrett. How old was he here, probably?
He was a teenager. I mean, like, in college the first year or something, I think.
Paul Diamond was in the ring. Look at how
Or
jacked
maybe
Paul
he was
Diamond
just
was.
finishing college. I'm really not sure.
Look at how jacked Paul Diamond is on the top right there. Like, damn, he looked like pretty in shape.
That's why he went to the big league not long after this.
I mean, that's... I can imagine how hard it would be to clean white tights. Or get a date after being in those tights and your dick looking that small.
And hopping up to the ring, I think we're ready to go. Keith Eric will be starting it off. Paul Diamond from the other side.
He's from the other side. Of what?
The ring.
The ring. The coin.
Fucking Tony went right back over there to talk.
I don't know where he learned that. Tojo Yamamoto must have taught him how to sneak up and Pearl Harbor somebody from behind.
Wow.
He's going to have to pay for that. I'm not going to.
Look, that little dick's popping out a little bit.
He must have an acorn down there.
I'm going to play marbles later. I got the shooter marble in my tights.
You see what I told you? He's a coward. What kind of man would sneak up and jump somebody from behind, Lance? They're all a coward. Jerry was the biggest
A car.
Car.
I tell you what, though, as much crap as we're giving him, Tony Falk, he knew how to get heat, man.
Oh, yeah.
He had heat from me whenever I saw him, whenever I first got cable again in 93, 94, USWA. I'm like, who is this motherfucker? I hate him. He just doesn't look like a wrestler. Don't present your arms so
He was
much,
Eric
dude.
Embry's best friend.
Was he?
Yeah. So it rubbed off.
The Titans?
No, Eric, man. He was one of my favorite.
I liked
heels
Eric Embry.
ever in Memphis.
I remember you had a pair of tights. I don't know if they were Eric Embry's or it was something that your grandmother had made, but they were white tights that had stars on the crotch, like Eric Embry's. But they were just like what Tony has on here. They were like singlets, and you had them on over some shorts or something one time.
I don't remember that.
I remember it, and I was like, it looked better than what he's wearing, of course, because your grandmother made it. It was the high quality spandex and stuff. But I remember you had them on. I'm like, where the hell did you get those? And you're like, my grandmother made them. I'm like, your grandmother makes tights. And I was going to try to get her to make me a pair of Sting tights. She made me the mask out of it. You remember that lime green mask I had?
The one you ran around in our first WCW show?
Yeah.
Before the show, you ran around with a camouflage poncho and that lime green mask.
I had people laughing. I was cutting up. I had that mask on. And I'm sure everybody. Oh, look. Wow.
He hit his partner.
I'm sure a lot of people thought I was almost an adult.
What? Look, why didn't he just flip it down? That would solve everything. Flip that little thing down, and it wouldn't look like a.
Like he has heat. He has heat with me just because it's just poking out.
So this dude's down.
You know, like when you have a question, but somebody's talking, so you just kind of like hang back, but you still have your hand out there like you're fixing to ask a question. That's what it's doing. It's like his dick's trying to ask a question. But it's being polite. It's waiting until everything's done.
Lee and Diamond are doing exactly what they're supposed to do, and that is win the match.
Speaking of which, recently it came out that John Cena said that when he was in the ring, sometimes he popped an own-owner. You know what an own-owner is?
An own-owner?
It's a, oh crap, I got a boner.
I remember one of my first like boners I ever had, and I had to get up and like go to the bathroom or get up and turn in some work. It was awful.
Is it anything funnier than when you wake up and you don't have anybody around, so you can just let it just be a boner?
Just let it be.
Yeah.
Then you take that pee and it's all gone.
I've walked around my house sometimes with like just the basketball shorts on and just a huge tending erection in the morning, and I walk in, I'm like, hey baby, look at this. Or she just laughs.
Yeah, because it really looks like that.
Look at how big it is. Is that the head? Like, is that the head we're seeing, or is it just like, is it tucked up, and we're just seeing the shaft?
That's what he's done.
I don't know though. It looks
He did
like the head.
flip. He did the up flip instead of the down.
It looks like the head though, man.
He might have a shiitake mushroom in there for later.
And I don't know if he's wearing underwear or not. I can't tell.
How bad you want to get Jeff Jarrett, right? You want him real bad, right?
Look at that little dot growing. Oh, I know you want him bad. Look at that dot growing.
To the card, brother. If you'll sign your name to the contract.
Okay, let me have it. You know, Jerry Lawler, that I can beat him. You know I can. I tell you what, I know I can beat him.
Let me just say this. Tony Falk.
They keep taking the mic away from Tony.
The only reason you want Jeff Jarrett is because he's never had a professional match. He's not, he doesn't have the size that he needs to be a wrestler. But obviously, he don't need to be a wrestler to beat you. I think half of these people in this audience could beat you, Tony Falk.
Maybe he was in the pool before this. I mean, your eyes are just drawn to it, right? It's
I'm
just
trying not to look at it. I think your eyes are drawn to it.
I can't help but look. It's so awkwardly placed.
Let me tell you something right now. If I can't beat him, I would take and burn my tights and my boots.
Oh, Lord. Please have something on under there.
If Jeff Jarrett beat me, how humiliated I would be. If he can beat me, I will burn my tights and my boots in the middle of the ring.
Well, you heard Tony Falk say
I don't think we can do that. There's a fire marshal here.
Fireman.
It's a fire marshal.
he has agreed, Jeff Jarrett has, that he will
Already, this show has been way better. But no, man, talking about own owners, I'm assuming you've popped a few own owners before.
That's what I was talking about. At summer school, that was my first one where I had
summer
to
school?
actually go get up.
What grade were you in?
7th.
Oh.
Like I had to get up in front of the class and turn in a worksheet. But the way I had on those fucking knit shorts. So it was. There's no way it would have been able to hide.
You just like MC Hammer in the Pumps and the Bumps video.
Yeah, I looked so awkward walking up because I had my folder with me. Like, and I turned to the side walking like a damn, like a dog whenever it's happy, like a U-shape.
Dog.
And I had my folder in front, and I just went to the bathroom.
Was it wagging?
Well, I mean, I might as well have been.
Was it just natural, like...
Dude,
was you having a daydream? Was there a hot bitch that failed that was in trouble that you know you probably could see a tit?
No. The thing about it is, you know how it is when you're 11, 12 or whatever.
Yeah, it just happens. Yeah.
And it's like fierce. You know, it's like, hey.
It used to happen to me a lot on the bus. Like
all the bump
car rides. Yeah. Like you be in a car and like the vibration and everything. And like, oh, stop it. What are you doing? Nothing's happening. They didn't even go over the mat. Look, Bill.
This Bill Dundee slapping the shit out of some.
It looks like somebody trying to be Ted DiBiase.
Oh, he's fighting him for real. There's some idiot from the crowd.
Go ahead and slip down into your shorts, brother. I'll wrestle you here in the crowd. I don't care.
Come on, boy.
You gotta punch me in the shoulder. Fuck you. Look at Bill slapping the shit out of him.
I love it. He's wearing.
Look at that elbow drop. Jesus, Bill.
Is he wearing cowboy boots?
Yeah. Look at damn. Bill's like, fuck that guy, brother.
He came trying to swing on me, brother.
Well, what happened was I was a heel. And, you know.
You don't need to let that warranty expire on your car, brother.
He threw a few live rounds. I broke his nose. Look at him. But I tell you what, though, Bill was an awesome heel. Was he not?
Oh, yeah. That's
just vicious.
A good wrestler is somebody who can make you hate him.
Look at that dude trying to kick out. Bill ain't going to have that. Look at him. He's like, oh, fuck, brother, you're trying to bury me.
I cinched up on him, bro. But a good wrestler is somebody who can make you hate them when they're bad and make you love them when they're good.
And not only be like a coward, but be a coward, but be able to turn it on. Look at that motherfucker get up. He's lucky Bill didn't kick his. That belt sucks balls, by the way. He's lucky Bill didn't kick his ass.
You're not a
getting
fan
up.
of the old school Southern heavyweight
I
title?
don't like the
It
little
was so
belts.
small.
I don't like them. I mean, when
They
Tony,
had it for like 10 years,
when
too.
Tony Falk's dick is bigger than your belt, something's wrong. Lawler versus Rose. Now, was this supposed to be an offshoot of Playboy Buddy Rose?
No, Pat Rose. He was always Pat Rose.
No, I'm thinking of Dirty Rhodes. Like they had a wrestler called Dirty Rhodes.
That was Roger
Staubach.
No.
From Memphis, Tennessee, the King, and Pat Rose.
Pat Rose, straight from the Florida territory. How do I know? He's
We'll
wearing
give you that clue.
Either that or he's wearing a jacket with Tony Falk's dick diagram on it.
No, that's more like Rhode Island.
The islands of Hawaii.
Might be a gun. Maybe it's not even Florida.
I mean, I would have picked a different color for Florida than like dark blue black, because it looks like he's wearing a big black dick on his back. Oh, Pat, big black dick Rose. Take that jacket off. We're on live TV. It kind of looks like your ex-mother-in-law with a mustache.
Oh, my God.
Now you're cheering for Lawler even harder, aren't you?
Most of the way across the ring. And
Kick his ass.
15-minute time limit match with Pat Rose. Comes in with a chin lock on that reverse face lock. He's got Pat Rose on the deck.
Sorry.
Hands full of hair. The referee breaks that out.
I feel bad now.
I don't care.
Okay. Well, then I don't feel so bad. You got quiet. Like, shit, you gonna fuck up Christmas.
Grabs the hair after Rose had pulled his.
He does kind of look,
He looks like he's
his mother-in-law. Damn. Jerry gonna throw that fire on her.
No, she's too old.
She's like, well.
Oh.
She's like, well, I gotta get this lip wax. I'm gonna let Lawler throw that fire on me. Get it burned off.
Rose grabbing the hair, takes Lawler down, goes into an arm bar, and the referee says, break it up.
I always like those boots like he's got on, though.
The damn shoe-looking boots.
No, the boots that were like, they're basically like cowboy boots, but they don't have a, they've got the sole changed out.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. The ones Pat Rose had, they look like shoes at the bottom almost.
Yeah.
And then they turn into cowboy boots.
Real good position on him as Lawler has still got his feet braced out wide away from him.
It's like rodeo casual.
Lawler's giving Pat Rose a lot of, Pat Rose a lot of leeway here. But I'll tell you what, Pat wasn't a bad little worker.
No, Pat was always he had programs some places, and other places he was a high-end jobber.
What if I told you there was a Memphis wrestling match where Pat Rose, Lawler, and Jeff Jarrett were all in the ring together? You'd probably say Pat Rose was the referee, wouldn't you?
Well, you would think that.
He's kicking him right in the fupa.
In the what?
Fupa.
What's that?
Fat upper pussy area. You've never heard of a fupa?
One ball, 15-minute time limit. About Pat Rose again, straight ahead. He's tangling up with Lawler at the turnbuckles.
Never heard of that.
Jeff Jarrett calling for a
I've seen some. I just didn't know what to call them.
Jeff, I know you're reffing this week. We need you to wear some black pants. I ain't got no black pants.
How about olive? Like shit green. Oh, I got you there.
It's not going to match, Jeff. No, I think it'll look good.
Rest himself and at the same time putting a little heat on
They're my school pants. Even the crowd's like, can't believe you're losing to this guy, Jerry.
Go home, Pat.
Right at the top of the spine. Boy,
He looked like a big black dick on his back, didn't he?
shoots a right hand, and Lawler pops one
going to the midsection.
He's a Florida Converse cowboy. I hate those boots now that I look at them.
They sucked.
They look-
And he went. I mean, there were other wrestlers that wore them too.
Really?
I hate
They
them.
look like ballet slippers that somebody has made. Like, do they not?
Yeah.
Scared the King as he almost got him a win right there.
It makes his feet look tiny.
Rose taking advantage.
Look at that.
He swung up, kicked Lawler down, covered him immediately, and tried to get.
Did he
This is
ever
like the
do-
the basketball tennis shoes for cowboys.
Did he ever do anything in wrestling?
It's like I said, some places he had programs, and other places he was just a high-end jobber.
Well, I think everybody in Memphis thought that he was a high-end jobber here, and they're like, he's whipping Lawler's ass. He's really giving the what for? Lawler might have to pull the fire out. Man, I think Lawler's lost a step.
He's definitely going to pull the strap down.
Yeah, here it comes. It's coming.
At the turnbuckle, going for a suplex, takes him in the air over and down. And Lawler finds himself in trouble.
And Jeff was like, shit, I don't know if he's going to kick out.
3. Ring that bell, Lance. He's been booking this territory to shit. My daddy was doing a great job. That would be some shit, though.
That'd be the first. That'd be the Memphis screw job where they let Pat Rose win over Lawler, and they booted him out of the company.
And then you got
we
Pat
made Pat
Rose.
Rose our champion and effectively destroyed the company. We're gonna start over.
And Lawler going for a suplex, stands him up.
We pretty much folded a week after.
They made it to where Lawler would have to accept buying shares at like for $25 a piece or something. He bought him out for $50.
Oh, Jesus. The pile driver was illegal here, right? So is that why
I don't know. When Lawler was a heel, it was.
It was illegal.
And then when Lawler was a good guy, he could pile drive people all day.
I remember being so confused as a kid because you'd see him pile drive somebody. He's like, oh, why did they just call for the bell? That was the highlight of the match. That punch. Look at Lance. He's like, yep, still in the shower, people.
He looks tired.
Yep. A night of action.
They didn't have a night of action because they're in the locker room after a show. That's why he's tired, probably.
Yeah.
High school for championship wrestling. All right, Wednesday
Where are they
night,
at?
what we tell you, Cage Crazy. By golly, that's going to happen.
Cage
Well, the
Crazy.
Mid-America title is on the line, and Dutch Mantel will be challenging Buddy Landell.
Oh,
no
Dutch.
Time, no disqualification. Dutch.
Looking like straight out of an 80s workout video.
Well, I want to get physical right now.
You know, physical. Physical. I want to get physical. Whatever happened to those size headbands?
Thank God they faded out.
I don't know. I kind of liked them.
Well, wear one. Wear one again.
So wait, was it a sweatband that kind of disappeared? Because
Well, if you have hair like his, yeah. But on you, no, it'd be like a damn halo that you just made fit around your head.
You're saying my head would look like a dick with foreskin?
No, you just said that. But thank you.
The King goes after the Southern
Promoting Nike today, huh, King?
That's right, Lance. This is the match that I've been waiting for ever since the day
God,
I was
man.
able to come
That's
in.
his road trip shirt.
There are so many times that I see him, like, and I want to talk about his shirt right now because it looks like he's wearing a deep V Nike shirt. But, like, his face is a little puffy here, but does he not look a little like Brian? Like, there's sometimes that he looks just like Brian to me, man.
Just the mannerisms and the facial, like the facial.
Very much so. But, like, right now where he's got his eyes like that, he looks just like Brian to me. The chin, too. He has King's chin.
And I'm going to get my Southern Heavyweight belt back Wednesday night in that cage.
I was hoping that they would have the Jerry Lawler VHS.
Single match when he went against Pat Rose in there, and he came out victorious. We're getting
Barely hung on to beat the guy with the dick on his back.
of time match with Dutch Mantel and Abdul Gaddafi. Interestingly
Abdul
enough, both of
Gaddafi.
these
That's just something they threw in there.
Yeah.
What's something foreign sounding? Gaddafi. He's famous.
Yeah.
Abdullah. Yeah.
Oh, here it is.
What I think is one of the most exciting video cassettes that you will find in a long, long time.
Check
Listen
this
to
out.
Jerry.
This is awesome.
Hi, everybody. This is Jerry the King Lawler. And the people at Independent Media Marketing have put together a very special video just for all my fans out there. If you order it right now, you're going to get 60 minutes of wrestling's heart and soul. You're going to see on it some of my most spectacular entrances into the different arenas and coliseums. And
On the
also a match
horse.
that has become a classic all across the country. It happened in Tupelo, Mississippi, and it happened in the concession stand. Also, you're going to see some of my greatest moves, including the big pile driver. And the match that, well, that everybody in the world talked about, the Andy Kaufman feud, is all included on there. Also, you're going to see a
How much would you pay for all this, Josh?
opponents ever, the Wild Man
Oh,
from Texas,
what year
Terry
is this?
Funk.
86?
Yeah.
It was a bloody and brutal battle.
I think I'd probably have to pay about $49.95.
No, you're talking about $86, like 1986 money.
Jimmy Valiant and Joe LeDuc.
Like $45 would have been like $200.
Back then, a brand new tape, like if you wanted to buy it from Walmart or something,
Yeah.
that's how much they cost.
I would think,
Or
that-
you know, like a WrestleMania.
I would
or
think,
this or
I would
that.
think like $15 would be high, but $29.95.
That was probably cheap.
Look at that bottom text though. Allow 4 to 6 weeks for delivery. You see kids nowadays, and they're like, they get their things, even their video games. You can download them within 3 hours if you have a high-speed internet connection. Imagine having to wait 4 to 6 weeks for some shit.
Man, it wasn't that long ago, because when I was later teen, I dealt with eBay and stuff. And you're talking like a week or two, but
Yeah.
yeah, 4 to 6 weeks. That's an eternity as a kid.
Yeah, I remember my mom used to, like, we were talking about before this podcast about like ordering action figures from what was it, the company, it was Figures Inc.
Yeah.
Figures Inc. was the company. I think now they've changed their name to something else. They're the one that has all the Ringside Collectibles. Yeah, they've changed their names to that, but I remember when they were Figures Inc., it was like allow 4 to 6 weeks for delivery. And I remember my mom ordered a couple of those wrestling figures for me, and it was like, it felt like it took forever to get them. And it did. It was like a month.
More than a month.
Because you'd have to send the check, then they'd have to process the order. So it'd take like a week for the check to get there. Then they had to process the order. Then they'd have to clear the check. Then they'd have to send it. And then it'd take another week. So in actuality, it was like 3 weeks to get something. Do you kind of miss that sometimes?
I think it made people appreciate shit more, because you kind of had to wait and anticipation and whatnot.
Here's a question. I know he wasn't supposed to pull him down by the hair of the head. Could he use Dutch's back hair to pull him down?
Is that illegal?
That's what I'm wondering. I guess you can't pull the tights. But if he would have pulled the back hair right there, is that illegal?
I mean, I know hair on the head is, but
Yeah.
back hair, I don't know if that's ever been specified.
Damn, Dutch was so hairy.
And the Dutchman retaliates. Hey, don't
Jesus, he was hairy.
hair pulling. He started it. That's what Dutch is saying.
Oh, Gaddafi's going to get stabbed up the ass on this ending.
What?
Well, that's how the real Gaddafi died.
I had to think for a minute.
Dude, that was you imagine being, like, this is 1986, and Gaddafi is popular enough, not popular, but
Yeah, he's popular
He's
worldwide.
worldwide known as being an asshole, and to know in like 30 years from a little less than 30, well, maybe 30 years, a little less than 30 years, he was going to be found in a storm drain, like one of those little culverts. They pulled him out and then like stabbed him up the ass a couple of times and killed him. His own people. If I would have told you that back then, probably wouldn't have a whatever this Gaddafi guy's name is. That's
Good
definitely
Lord.
from Dyersburg. Look at him.
Imagine you running out your front door and some guy standing standing out there with a ball bat and nails you as you come through.
I imagine there was somebody in Dyersburg going, "There's Jimmy."
He worked on my car last
He
week.
did. I bet. Damn it, he did work on my car last week.
Motherfucker screwed the damn transmission up. I know where to find him now.
I hope Dutch whips his ass because my gas mileage went down.
He's a big dude, though. I wouldn't want him to work on my car and me have to get mad at him, you know? I'm like, what do
You say he's a big dude, but Dutch isn't that tall. Remember,
I'm talking about he's big like a
he
football
looks
player
big.
big.
He looks big next to Dutch. You remember that picture we have, and you should post it if you have it on our Twitter this week.
Yeah, we're bigger than Dutch.
We were bigger than Dutch when we were 15 and 16. Dutch was like putting his arms way up to hug us. I love Dutch though, man.
Oh, he's awesome.
I wish we could get him on the show.
He's a busy man.
You might need. He was just in Memphis like a couple weeks ago, doing a show about like life, like his life, like a Q&A type thing.
Huh? I didn't know that.
We need to start going to stuff like that. You think if we were nice enough, or if I was nice enough to Julie, that I might could get her to talk Danny into getting us some interviews with these people? Because, you know, they love Danny.
I don't know. I don't know if
I've thought about doing that, because I know it's kind of like weird for you to do that. Like, hey, Uncle Danny, can you get us an interview with Dutch? But if I'm the kooky next door neighbor that doesn't have to come to Christmas, I might could talk him into letting us get some interviews with some guys, right?
I'm not sure that he wants to reach out and try to.
I'm sure he still talks
interviews
to some people.
Well, yeah, but hey, you want to do an interview for my
Not that
asshole nephew's podcast for free, mind you?
My asshole nephew has this weird ass friend. They're doing this show together. Well, hell, I'll bring Shoe Baby on. Well, it's a podcast.
How much we gonna get for it?
Well, it's kind of hoping you do it for. Well, more I hear about it. Yeah. But I mean, we have connections. We have just as many connections as any of the mainstream podcasters do, if not more. We have the biggest connection ever. It's like we just don't utilize them yet right, you know? Ow, fuck, my ankle.
I think it just popped.
Dutch kind of looks like what you imagine a radio DJ from back then would look like.
Or somebody that would like be building, you know, an add-on to your porch or something. He'd drive up in his damn Chevy, beat up, have his wife working with him.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I got
Get that damn toolbox out of that truck, bitch. I done told you.
When I was a kid, I don't know if I've ever told anybody this. When I was a kid, I got Dutch confused with the guy that was the lead singer of Alabama. I thought Dutch.
Randy O.
Dude, honestly, I swear to God, I thought Dutch was the lead singer of Alabama.
So he wrestles too? He is Superman.
Yeah.
He plays me mountain music and whips the hell out of people with Shoe Baby.
Well, sweet potato pie and a shut my mouth. This man's multi-talented.
Shoe Baby, whoop your ass and shut your mouth.
Gong.
Oh,
shit.
That is so nasty.
We just both saw it. He pulled his singlet down and he still had a singlet there.
It was like, what's that buzzing?
Should be the damn clippers on his hair.
Oh.
Yeah, he pulled the straps down.
It's like his hair was parted from his singlet being on there.
Was it just he didn't want to shave?
What is he doing? He's going. Oh, I thought he was stripping the ref down, going for his dick.
That's not going to hurt.
This is a dick show.
I'm going to tell you, that hair is going to cushion all of that Gaddafi.
Now look at that guy. He's muscular and pretty big. You're telling me that if he rebuilt
but he's
your
like
carburetor,
5'6".
right? But how are you going to take him down? He's already there.
Pulls the belt away and runs Gaddafi out of here. So the first ball in 7 minutes And 13 seconds is going to go to Dutch Mantel. We'll take time out. Be back in a moment.
Where was Shoe Baby at? We got to be getting close to the main event.
Maybe
we got 1 minute left.
I get maybe Shoe Baby was banned or something because he didn't have it at all.
As a matter of fact, and even if we had a couple of minutes,
he didn't.
2 falls down. Dutch won the first one in 7:18, and then won the second one.
They're not going to show anything.
Wait, did they just?
The shit that happened.
Dutch won the second one and the third one.
Gaddafi won one as well.
Billy Travis was a victor. Mod Squad picked on Henry.
You can tell the crowd's not there. I wish you could look into Lance's. If this was HD, you could look into Lance's glasses and see an empty crowd.
Trading on the ring, Dundee defeated Jameson. It was Lawler over Pat Rose and a
because this wasn't.
I just called him Jameson. That guy from the crowd, Dundee mauled.
Over Abdul Gaddafi. A doggone good day of action.
Doggone
Dave
good day.
Brown is going to be right back with us again next week.
Dave Brown will be back next week.
Championship Wrestling. We will have not only some outstanding live matches, but in addition to that, we'll bring along some doggone good tapes.
You find yourself just listening to Lance.
I know,
so
man.
good.
I miss so bad Lance and Dave Brown doing wrestling. I miss it so bad. It has been a good show, Richard.
It was a good show, man. And I tell you, I was impressed with this one more than I was the last one that we tried to do, because that last one we did was just pure shit. Well, if you want to listen to more of our shows that aren't pure shit, where do they go, Josh?
Well, you can go to your archives on however you're listening to this show. You got iTunes or SoundCloud or Google Play or whatever the hell you listening to this shit on right now. And you can reach us on Twitter. We are at P3 Radio, the number 1. And on Facebook, go to your search bar, type in Pop Poncho. You're bound to see our pictures. And if you want to call us or text us, leave us a voicemail. We might play it on the show 24 hours a day. 731-300-6675.
That number is 24 hours a day. 731-300-MORK. We're looking forward to hearing your calls, if you want to call those. And if you've enjoyed this show, give us a like on iTunes, SoundCloud, or however you're listening to this show. Let us know what you think and what we should cover next. If you have a topic you want to send it to us, email us, whatever you want to do. We are very fan-friendly. That's going to do it for us today. For Josh Brawley, this is Richard Mulligan saying thanks for listening and good night.